Today I want to talk about the next step in your photography and more importantly, give you guys some wisdom, give you guys a plan. Wisdom sounds cocky. Give you guys a plan, an actionable plan on how to improve. Because at some point, amateur, pro, everyone hits a wall. You get stuck. Your photography's not getting any better. You've learned the basics, you've watched every single YouTube video out there, except this one, and you've just plateaued. There's nowhere else to go. And you don't know what comes next. And that's because most photographers, especially amateurs, you lack something essential. Before we get into that, I'm Justin Mott. If you're new here, my channel is dedicated to more real talk and less gear talk. I'm a working professional photographer. I shot over 100 assignments around the world for the New York Times. And if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, 1-hour classes, portfolio reviews, mentorship program, workshops, and much more, you can visit askmott.com. The next step, and I've talked about this a ton, but it's so important, I need to keep putting it out there, is to start a project. Now, it doesn't have to be this big, life-changing, world-changing project. In fact, your first project, it shouldn't be. Maybe it's a documentary about your local animal shelter. Maybe you're not interested in documentary photography, so do a portrait series about someone you admire, or a series of people that you admire. Or maybe it's a street photography project with a concept or theme about loneliness, joy, or resilience, or you want to say something about the city that you live in. The subject doesn't matter as much as your intention. You're going to use this project to start a foundation in your photography. And so here's how you do it. Step 1, nail down your concept. Go for a long walk. Put yourself in a thinking space where you can come up with a concept, come up with an idea of something that matters to you or something that you're just curious about. We all have hobbies, we all have interests. Now direct your photography at that. Spend about a week or so brainstorming. Once you come up with an idea, then start to research a little bit more about that idea. Talk to other photographers, talk to your photography community, talk to a mentor if you have one. And don't worry if this project has been done before. Your project is about your growth, or at least your first one is. Step 2, set a deadline for the project to be finished. Make that maybe 6 months to a year. That's a nice starter deadline, but make that deadline non-negotiable. Step 3, set a realistic outcome for this project. Forget the Met, forget National Geographic for now. Aim smaller but achievable to start off. Host an exhibition at a friend's cafe. Get featured in a local magazine. Show your work at a community gallery. These smaller wins on your first project will help you build confidence and momentum. They'll teach you more than any YouTube video ever could. Just the process of going through everything I'm talking about today, that'll teach you more than anything I'm gonna say today or any other video you're gonna watch. Step 4, now that you've got your concept, you've got your deadline, you've got your goal outcome, write it down, step by step, how you're going to achieve this goal. Use a notebook if you're old school, or use a tool like I do, like Notion, for project management, and map out all the tasks it's going to take to put this together. And just make it like your project management files. And even now, start with a rough outline. Week 1 is your research, which is you coming up with an idea, researching inside your own brain what you're interested in maybe doing, and then researching how you're going to do it. Week 2, start shooting that project. Line up the appointments, the subjects, putting aside the time in your busy schedule to shoot the project. Start getting things organized, but start shooting right away. And then every couple of weeks, you should be doing an internal review. You should be looking at your work every time after you shoot, even if it's just once a week, but also set up a time for a more in-depth review of your work, like an internal audit, to see where your project is, what you need to improve on, and how you're going to do it. And put all this, again, put these reminders in your project management software or your notebook. And then if your deadline is 6 months to a year, once a month or so, get feedback from someone outside, another photographer, hire a mentor. I offer that service. I'm not selling that service to you. Well, I kind of am, but get a second set of eyes. Even if you don't hire one like me, find someone whose work you value in your photography community to just take a look at it. Tell them about the project. Make sure they're in the right mindset to look at the project. Tell them your outcome and your deadline, all these things. And then by about the halfway point to your deadline, start planning your presentation. Edit your best images down, sequencing the images, but start to crystallize the entire project as if it's almost done. And if you feel pretty good about it, if it's almost there, let's say 75% of the way, start to pitch your project to local galleries, to the cafe, to the publisher, and even if you're not doing anything like that, pitch it to yourself or pitch it to that person who was looking at your work before and giving you feedback. Pitch it to them and see what they think is missing. And if they have more ideas or you get rejected from the gallery or the magazine, don't take it personally. That's part of the process. Not everyone is going to like what you're doing. Maybe it's not the right fit. There's all sorts of different reasons. But try to get feedback from the people. Hey, was it because it's already been done? Was it because it was missing this? Was it because it wasn't as powerful as you would have thought? Take that feedback and learn from it, and use the rest of your time before your deadline to keep pushing it, to adjust, to keep going, to apply whatever critical feedback you received to the rest of the project. And if no one picks it up in the end, that's okay too. The magazine turned it down, local cafe turned it down, that's also fine. Host your own project. We live in a new world where you can do anything you want, whatever version of that. Host a party at your house, have an online exhibition, or put it on a website and put a link to it, or do a YouTube episode, or print your own work, or hang it up. There's a million different versions. The important thing is to celebrate it. Celebrate the fact that you've finished this project, you've completed it, and enjoy it. Enjoy that for a little bit, and then digest it all. After it's all said and done, whatever your final outcome is, whatever your goals and aspirations were, learn from that. Digest everything. Go back through the process, how you started, how you outlined the plan, how you executed the plan, how you applied the feedback that you may have gotten, or maybe you didn't get enough feedback, or maybe you got feedback from the wrong person. I don't know. And be proud. Be proud that you finished your first project, and get better on the second project, and then just keep getting better and better and better, and learn each time and never be content, and you'll grow in your photography, and it'll give you something to work towards each week rather than just shooting aimlessly. You'll have something to build on during that project and for the next project. So that's my advice to anyone out there that wants to improve their photography. This is the long-term solution, you guys. This is how you get better. And I really feel this applies to all genres of photographers and all levels of photographers. I always learn from my projects every time I start a new one. And when I haven't grown in my photography, it's because I hadn't worked on a project in a long time. I hope you learned something from this episode. If you have any questions about this process or any photography questions in general, I'm quite active in the comment section, so ask me there. I do have a mentorship program that focuses exactly on what I've talked about today. You show your images to me every single week. I review them, I give you feedback, and then you go back out and shoot. Some people do it as a one-off thing to kickstart a project. I have people that work with me over a year. You could do 1 month, you could do month to month, or if you're not interested in that much of a commitment with me, I do have a 1-hour open Q&A. I have portfolio reviews, and I do have 2 slots left for my Central Vietnam Photography Workshop here in Vietnam. 2 slots left, all-inclusive workshop. It's an amazing experience. All that and more available at askmott.com. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to have a wonderful day.